You thought I wasn't gonna do it, huh? You thought I wasn't gonna upload videos. That's a good one, huh? Just because I took 4 months off. Okay, so here's the story. I actually did record from my iPhone before because I'm driving right now. I actually recorded from my iPhone before I hit the streets, but unfortunately, my dumb iPhone didn't have enough space and only recorded 44 seconds. So I figured why not use my iTouch, because my iTouch has way more space than my iPhone. As you could probably tell from the name of the video, going to be talking about what I read earlier today, and I happen to be, let's first off establish something here. I'm a huge Naruto fan. I've watched Naruto, actually I've watched the show first before I read some of the manga, and so yeah, I'm a big Naruto guy. I've watched Naruto, then I watched Naruto Shippuden, and now I'm really trying to catch up with my Naruto manga because I'm getting sick and tired of constantly waiting for the episodes to come out and really to catch up. I think the episodes now they finally introduced Madara into the series, but I don't have the patience for that because I want to see what's gonna happen with Naruto. So I've read the manga, and earlier today, I've read Naruto 668 with my guy, and the little backstory behind how my guy became the guy that he is right now. My overall thoughts about this chapter is it's a really good chapter. It's a pretty good chapter for a chapter that has more. I'm not going to say it's filler because it is necessary to know some of the information a little bit, but I guess you could say it is kind of a filler chapter because all that really happened was that my guy unlocked the 8th gate and went after Madara towards the end. The rest of it was just a little backstory with my guy and how he became the guy that he is right now, no pun intended. And there are a couple issues I had with this chapter. One was the fact that Mike Guy's father was just thrown out there. The story of Mike Guy, and also the fact that his father, we never really had much reference to Mike Guy's father or his origins. So it was kind of weird, especially with the way Minato mentioned his father to Mike Guy, saying, "Hey, Mike Guy, no, your father wouldn't want this." And my guy said, no, he wouldn't want this. And as soon as he said that, I knew there would be some story with him and his father. And when I saw his father, I gotta admit, now I know where he gets it from. And I'm really shocked that Rock Lee isn't his son, or at least assumed that Rock Lee isn't his son. Back to the chapter. It gives us a little information with how my guy became the guy that he is. He suffered obviously the same condition that Brock Lee had, and that he couldn't use genjutsu or ninjutsu, so he had to rely on his taijutsu. But my guy's father was known as the Eternal Genin, if I remember correctly, because he never did make it past Genin. And he also had the same condition that he can only use his taijutsu, and he pretty much had that same spirit of youth. Being the kind of guy, he was always taking a lot of criticism and always put down by his peers. And what's so amazing about this guy, and this was really an emotional chapter, props to Kishimoto, was that my guy would always take those insults as compliments and always, gives the smile and the thumbs up, which is probably where my guy gets it, and says, "Thank you for your words of encouragement." And I think that was really fantastic on the part of Kishimoto to really give us that story of my guy. It's my guy's father. Well, his name is my guy as well, so I'm just going to say my guy's father. My guy's father really is an amazing human being in just that one chapter alone. I mean, he's taken so much criticism and really used it to his advantage, and really has become a pretty good Genin, I guess. And it just sucks he never became Jonin, but I thought it was really cool that to give us that little bit of information. I just thought it was kind of weird to throw it out there in the blue. Why not just reference that earlier, or maybe, give us that little story before the war began? My guy had some doubts, but then after that little altercation with those two other ninjas, and how my guy's father really explained his, reasonings for his beliefs, my guy really took it to heart and became that guy that he is right now. And then once he learned the 8 gates from his father, it's something that he developed for, I believe, 20 years. It was just a good story and just really intense, especially with the way he died, my guy's father. and he told them the only time, which is pretty much the same thing he told Rock Lee, the only time he should ever unlock the 8th gate is to protect the one thing that's most important to him. And I thought that was just amazing, especially with Might Guy's father protecting the thing that's most important to him, and that's his son. My concern is that Might Guy's father used the 8 gates, and that didn't work against, I believe they were the 7 swordsmen of the mist. I forgot their names. That's how you know I need to kind of catch up with my manga. But Might Guy's father's 8 gates attack didn't work. What makes us think that even though Might Guy is stronger than his father, way stronger, this is Madara we're talking. He's got the 10 tails Jinchuriki, and he's got the 6 paths, and plus it's Madara we're talking. Madara Uchiha. So it's gonna be there's gonna be some questions that need to be answered in next week's chapter to see if Madara will sustain any damage whatsoever, and hopefully Might Guy's death won't be in vain. That's really my little criticism of it. But I thought Kishimoto did a fantastic job with this chapter on an emotional level, because he's really able to touch some of the audience. Changing lanes. I thought Kishimoto did a good job. I believe the story was that his father recently passed away, and I thought this was just another way of Kishimoto really expressing his emotions into his work and really coping with his father's death. And I thought he did a fantastic job really touching the audience's heart by showing us that story, even though the story of Might Guy and how he became the guy that he is now was a little, out of nowhere, like, hey, what the heck? I thought still, though, it was still a good moment, and I thought it was still fantastic, a fantastic story with how Might Guy became, who he is right now, and, how his father influenced him so much. It's pretty much the same way Rock Lee's influenced by Might Guy. So there's a little, generation there, like generation after generation, and hopefully this is a little foreshadowing that Rock Lee will not only live, but he'll surpass Might Guy. And Might Guy is already a strong Jonin, a very strong Jonin, one of the best. So maybe Rock Lee will even surpass Might Guy. So I overall give this chapter maybe about a 7. I'm gonna say a 7 because again, it's just one of those filler episodes, but it was a really good filler chapter. I shouldn't say episode, chapter. It was really a really good filler chapter, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The reason why for the 7 is because I have some concerns of how Might Guy will die, whether his death will be in vain, and how Madara is going to be able to sustain the attack, because I don't think the attack enough from the 8 gates will be enough to kill him, but hopefully it'll be the turning point and it'll really help the battle against Madara. So that was my take on this chapter. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the chapter, and I should really come up with an insight. I should come up with an insight, huh? Nah!